This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shishina Rule. As always, it's so great to have you with us. A top executive of the Grand Bahama Port Authority has resigned after serving as chairman and director of Port Group Limited for the past 18 months. Ian Fair tendered his resignation today with immediate effect. Fair becomes the fourth chairman to resign within the past 10 years. Fair, in an interview with ZNS News earlier this afternoon, said it was a difficult decision and it was based on personal and professional commitments.
It became clear to me after the 18 months that for me to take it on the next level would require a considerable amount to reorganise the way the company operates and is administered would require a lot of hands-on from me. And frankly, I haven't got the time. It's as simple as that. I'm going to remain involved. I'm a hugely strong advocate of Freeport and the future of Freeport, and the fact that I continue to this day and will always believe that Freeport is the solution to most of the social and economic problems the Bahamas is going to face over the next 20 years, if we just get it right. We've got to get it right, and I want to help to do that. But I'll do it in a different way. I'll do it from a sort of a roving ambassadorial role. But you know, it's just time to move on.
Well, Fair was appointed to the post in August of 2011 and says he is satisfied that during his tenure, he has improved the level of international marketing and corporate governance at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. He says the port is now better prepared to take on the challenges that lie ahead. He refutes any suggestion that his decision to leave is due to a lack of confidence.
It's not a question of bailing out. It's a question of the fact that I've delivered. And if I didn't have all of these other commitments, would I be staying? The answer is yes. If there are those out there who want to say I bailed out, well, you know, they're all entitled to their opinion. Unfortunately, because of all of my other commitments, I just can't fulfill it. So I'm really, if you like, doing the honourable. I would say the opposite. I'm not bailing out. I'm doing the honourable thing of saying I'm not going to do half a job. Many people would. They want to stay on for the ego trip or whatever. But I didn't take this job on for an ego trip. I took this job on because I wanted to make a difference, and I believe I have put in place the steps that will make a difference. I think we've made a difference in the 18-month period.
Now, according to a press statement issued by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, there are no immediate plans to replace Ian Fair as chairman of the Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited and Port Group Limited. In other news, the government is expected to reveal the names of the candidates interested in operating the casino in Lucaya sometime this week. Treasure Bay is the current operator, but in February of this year, the company gave notice that its lease was about to expire, and then a search was on for a new operator. Government officials say they are hoping to attract a viable casino operator that could help to grow the island's tourism product. Now, the announcement of the new casino operator is set to complement the reopening of the 500-plus room Reef Village in mid-December. That resort is currently undergoing construction. And a familiar face has returned to head up the Department of Immigration in the Northern Bahamas. Tonight, the immigration chief is outlining future plans for the vital government agency. Sabrina Brown has this story.
James T. Roll has returned to the Department of Immigration as Assistant Director for the Northern Bahamas. He has more than 30 years in the business and served 7 years at the helm of that government agency from 2001 through 2008. Roll says he has been given a mandate to create a better working relationship with the business community as it relates to foreign labor.
What we are interested in doing is making sure, though, that the needs of these businesses are met, but at the same time that there is a complete transparency in the way businesses conduct themselves in terms of utilizing foreign laborers in the workforce.
Roll says he is also focused on ensuring that the Bahamianization policy is enforced. He says this is necessary as the local economy becomes more diversified and industries continue to expand.
It has become so intricate that the original concept of Bahamianization, where you have a Bahamian understudy to a foreign worker, you cannot dwell on that anymore, because now you're talking about training a whole mass populace in terms of being skilled for certain categories of work. And so what you have at this point in time is a movement from a understudy, a Bahamian understudy, to a foreign worker, to a concept where you need to train a whole workforce for the industry.
The immigration boss believes the business community is making efforts to comply with the department's policies.
Our records reflect that quite a number of businesses have articulated and forwarded to us training plans for Bahamians. And in fact, many of them have identified Bahamians who are in training for certain positions. I believe where we are at this point is that we need to have more enforcement of the policies of the department, where we say we require businesses to train Bahamians. And in the past, I don't think there has been sufficient follow-ups to ensure that Bahamians are being trained.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
4 Brazilians, 1 female and 3 men were charged before the court today with overstaying and illegal embarkation. The Brazilians, who reportedly arrived here in the Bahamas between July and August, all pled guilty to both charges. They were fined $2,000 or 9 months behind bars for overstaying and $300 each for 1 month in prison for illegal embarkation. Now, reports say the Brazilians were found in a condo in the Taino Beach area yesterday. Now, this afternoon, an American man was charged with illegal landing and assisting the 4 Brazilians with illegal embarkation. 58-year-old Robert Timothy Briscasso of Florida initially pled not guilty to the charges, but he later changed his plea to guilty. Briscasso was given a fine of $4,000 or 3 years in prison on the assistance with illegal embarkation charge and $300 or 12 months in jail on the illegal landing charge. Once the fine is paid, the Florida man will be deported. Meantime, public school teachers are back in the classrooms today, but the dispute with the Ministry of Education appears to be far from over. This morning, union executives met at the Department of Labor for conciliation meetings in several disputes that have been filed against the Ministry of Education. Now, one of the disputes involved a situation at the Maurice Moore Primary School here in Freeport, where the union is calling for the removal of Mildred Roberts as principal of the Maurice Moore Primary School. The controversy centers around the management style of the principal. Union officials say the majority of the teachers says she's not good for education, but the director of education, Lionel Sand, says the principal is a high flyer in education and that she will not be reassigned. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.